Hi, everybody. With my guest, Lalita Karoli, Galactic Astrologer. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me. And today we're going to basically have a fireside chat about basically everything and anything, shooting from the hip. And thank you for joining me. And it's an honor to connect with you.
Yeah. I don't know if we should have pseudonames, but for today, my name is
Right.
Frank.
Your name is
And
Frank. Yeah.
what would
My
you
name
like
is
me?
Shirley.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if people know who I am, but my channel is Galactic Astrology on Vimeo. And Aurora and I have been speaking, doing astrology together, figuring out where we are. And Aurora has a piece that I connected with in the way that she moves into the astral space by implosion, by going deep within herself.
Yeah.
And that's a question that people often have to me, like, how do you remote view? How do you astral travel? How do you journey? What is your process? And I thought we could talk a little bit about that, but I'm also very
Yeah.
interested in this new stuff from uh, the idea that the Hebrew language came out of Canaan after a time in which we know that beings landed here
Mm.
in the realm. And those beings then declared themselves gods. And so we're discussing that on my YouTube and my Vimeo channel. But I want to see what Aurora is up to with this research and what she wants to talk about today also.
Well, I want to see the same things about what you've got because we've discovered our information sort of um, connecting really intricately in these aspects. So yeah, definitely. Let me shoot from the hip and say I've discovered that astral traveling out, which I call explosion, because you leave your form, your physical form, your vessel going into this realm. If the realm is closed and it is simulated, then you are going to have a problem actually exiting out of it because they have set down a lot of things to block you from really going out. You have to go out at a specific speed. I always make a joke and say, act like you're a cannonball and shoot out as fast as you can, because often enough they tend to draw you in with magnetic streaming, which is related to the realms that we have around us. I actually have pictures, but I'll post it in afterwards for everyone to see what I've explored. So I've had three very prominent near-death experiences, and basically each one of them gave me a different realm of the scenario of leaving. Um, and each one had its own dynamics in it. The most prominent one that I found was when I actually saw the entity, which is like it. Let's call it Metatron. Let's call it Yaldabaoth. At the time when I was researching it, that was the best I could come up with because it had the appearance of Zeus's face. And Zeus, to me, looks very much like the lion features of Yaldabaoth or Bayoth or Bayot or however you say it. So that was where I started exploring it. So I did a few other astral traveling and remote viewing after that since then, and I've obviously expanded on my discoveries. Um, the flip side, I tested it out and made sure if we can do the astral work out of our bodies and leave, and everyone is always doing psychedelic and all that stuff, why is it not possible for you to go the other way? Why can you not go through the back door? Which is what that thing I sent you. And I call it, implosion. It might not be the right word. Um, I didn't really think of it when I called it that, but if you look at what you represent here in this world as, let's call it stars, the whole belief system of being a star, excuse me, your light is very clear here, and why not just snuff yourself out or implode the star, collapse into your own, sort of I know these words, people need to be mindful that it's not words that create a demise feeling. It's just the way that I'm explaining it is about, basically traveling within yourself, through yourself. And the best word that I could explain was, I think, pseudo, something like that. I'll find the word. Pseudo ellipsis or something, where you basically need to, you implode, exiting the back door through yourself, through your good deeds. The simple version is doing good and doing as many good things as you are able to do, so that you can actually stare yourself in the face and really accept yourself, because I think that's the nutshell of it, or the basic of it. And then allowing yourself to fall back onto a plush couch type of sensation in your mind, falling back into yourself. And then when you do that, you do exit through a different paradigm. Looks completely different. It's not as bright as it is when you actually exit out this way. It's completely different. The modality of the realms are very different. You actually don't need to go through a lot of dimensions. You just go through few gatekeepers, which they are, and they're mechanical, artificial, I suppose, and you go through it. It reminded me of, do you remember Never-Ending Story with the sphinxes, where the child had to go through those sphinxes? It's what it felt like when I did that experiment. I didn't do it remotely, I did it astrally that way. So I figured it is possible to do it if you do physically pass over in that way. Yeah, that was my experience. How do you remote view it? You remote view it from internally. More about where you place yourself inside of your body. It's what yeah. Now that I've blown everyone's hair away.
Yeah. So, Aurora, what I hear you saying is that people think that the word to astral project means to go forward, up, and out, because the word project is the word that people associate with going forward and through.
Yeah.
And my experience of falling or swooning into the void was something that happened quite accidentally. So in my experience, when I accidentally would travel to the void, I would actually swoon. My body would, almost like you just said, like laying back on a couch, like falling into something plush.
Yeah.
And I wasn't intentional about this. There were just periods in my consciousness needed to show me something, and I would swoon and fall back. And when I did that, I would instantly pop.
You see, it's very sensitive material, because you're being knocked here on the signal. I'll just cut it.